Hey there everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Corey and today I'm going to do a little foundation review for you guys. The foundation I want to talk about is hyped up in the K-beauty community and it is a cushion foundation. This one here by Missha. It is the Missha M Magic Cushion Cover foundation. It's this one right here. This is in shade 21. I believe they only have 3 shades. I got mine on sale from a website called SoCo Glam, and it was during a sale they were having. So I believe this normally runs for around $23, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, I'll have a link down below if you guys want to check it out for yourselves. I've never tried any cushion foundations before, but I'm really intrigued by them. I really like the concept that they can be buildable, that they have a good coverage, they can have a light coverage, they can have medium coverage, they can kind of adapt. I know they're very restrictive in their color range generally because they're more of an Asian-based product. So their spectrum isn't as big. So this is not a first impressions video. That's why I'm calling it a review, because I wanted to really give my thoughts about this and give it a test. And I feel a lot of the time, if I do things out of first review, it's not really my true opinion about it because it changes over time and the more I use it and the more I get to test it out. So I wore this for a couple of days this past week to kind of test it out. There were some hot days, there were some rainy days, there were active days, there were not so active days. So I can really give you guys my thoughts on this. I'm gonna wear it again today so you guys can see how it applies and what it looks like first off. And I'll also show you some of the footage that I have from how it wore throughout the day. So this is what it's looking like when you first open it. Like I said, I've used it, so the sponge is dirty. It is a dark color on this side. This side is white, and it's not like a typical sponge feel. It's very, very soft and very like squishy. It's not like an overly absorbent textured sponge. It's pretty closed-celled, it's very soft, so I really like that. And then you open it up inside, and this is what it looks like. If you look at it next to my face, it's like, wait, that's gonna match you? It does, mostly, you guys will see. It has a slight sunscreen smell to it. This does have an SPF of 50. Technically it's 50 plus PA+++. So that is really great that there is some sunscreen in this. I really enjoy that, especially for the hot, super sunny summertime. It just adds an extra protective layer, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna show you guys some swatches next to some other foundations that I have so you can see the color comparisons. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply this so you guys can see. I'm gonna use the sponge that's given. I haven't tried it with a brush or a beauty blender. I've only used it with the sponge that comes with it. I've just seen other cushion videos and it seems like the general consensus is that the sponge that comes with is what works best. So I'm sticking with that. So all you do with a cushion foundation is you go and you just press the cushion in the top. Some product picks up, and then you can either pat or kind of roll. You don't want to rub or streak it onto the skin. You want to pat and roll. So we'll do this half of the face so you guys can see a comparison as to how it applies on. The only thing that I have on my skin right now is moisturizer. Just got out of the shower a little while ago and washed my face and put on a nice little moisturizer, and that is it. Did my eye makeup, I did my eyebrows. Other than that, I'm fresh-faced. It doesn't pick up seemingly a lot of product, but it does spread out really, really well. You You can see I've covered most of my face and there was not a lot on the sponge. And I'm not sure if maybe my compact is a little dry. I feel like I don't know. I've never, like I said, I've never used a cushion foundation before, so I'm not exactly sure how they're supposed to function entirely. We got a little bit extra on the forehead. I wonder, I might try and just blend that out a little bit, cross the border a little bit. I do feel like I have quite a bit of control using the sponge because it's kind of like using your fingers but just protected. So there is a lot of control as to where you can get and what you can do with it. So I like it. I'm gonna blend just a little bit down my neck. It just started pouring outside, so if you guys can hear rain in the background, it's decided to start to rain. But I'm not gonna close my window because it is blazing hot in here. This is mostly, I feel like, mostly pat out and applied. So, I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit better, but this is what it looks like from far away. And that's the two sides. Okay, and here's closer up. So this side has nothing. This is my bare skin. And then this is the one layer of foundation. So it is currently 2:54. I'm gonna let this sit for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna finish the other half of my face and you guys will see kind of how it sits on the skin. Okay, so it has been about 5 minutes. It is now 2:59, and I thought I would give you guys an update on what it looks like. So I finished both sides. I haven't done anything else yet. This is what it looks like from far away. And then here's your super zoom. This is the side that's been sitting for 5 minutes. This was the one a little less time, but this is what it looks like. So you can see that it keeps this very sort of dewy look to it, very fresh, almost glass-like skin to it, which I like. However, it doesn't set. It's been probably 6 minutes now, and it's still very tacky. Like, it's audibly tacky. You can hear the tack, and some of it comes off. So I'm gonna set half of my face. This is Rimmel Stay Matte Loose Setting Powder and just a Morphe M500 brush if you're curious. And I'm just gonna take a tiny bit, hey now, there we go. And I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of powder and set that half of my face and see how that goes. So I'm just going to put this everywhere. It feels like my skin is drinking in the powder. It just is soaking it right up. And maybe it's because it's really humid right now and pretty hot out, but I feel like it would do this no matter what. It's so tacky, it almost feels like it's trying to grip the hairs on my brush as I was doing that. Okay, so this side is now the powdered side, and this is the raw side. And that's what it looks like. I'm gonna try and put some bronzer and blush on top of this. This is probably gonna go terribly. This I'm not so sure. Even just sitting down for like a minute, it's still super tacky. Not as bad, but it's just not setting down. Okay, there's everything applied. It is 3:07 right now. I've got a little bit of time to wear this before I need to be somewhere, but let's give you guys a close-up with all of the products on top. This is what my skin is looking like. Next to my nose, I usually get a lot of like collection or separation there, and I usually will wear off. I'll usually wear off around my chin, and sometimes on my nose there'll be some. So we're gonna wait a little while. I'll give you guys my final thoughts. I'm gonna wear it for a little while so I really have some fresh new ideas and my thoughts are all clear on my final feelings. So this is a few days ago when I originally applied the foundation. I put it on at about 2 p.m. and this is almost an hour later, just before 3 o'clock, and this is what it looks like. And then a few hours later at exactly 5:24, this is what my skin looked like in natural light. There was a ton of separation on my nose. There was separation on my forehead. No creasing under my eyes, thankfully, but it just did not settle well. It was sitting on top of my skin. It was becoming kind of gross on the sides of my nose. It just did not look good. Okay, it has been almost an hour. It's now 3:56 in the early evening, late afternoon, and I've let this sit for a little while, so let's take a look. You can see that it's starting to settle, but there's not too much separation on the top. It's stayed pretty well on the bottom of my chin so far. And my forehead looks pretty good. The two sides almost look identical to me, between having no setting powder and having setting powder. This is just, you know, a bit more shiny on my cheek. But from what I've discovered over the past few days of wearing this is that it separates pretty badly on my skin. It'll break up on my nose, on my chin, a little bit on my forehead. It'll settle a little bit into the pores on my cheeks. I wore this one day for Alex's mom's birthday. We went out one night and I was wearing it for a wear test and I forgot to film, and it was because I didn't realize till afterwards. His sister was looking at me and I could tell she was looking at my makeup, and I was like, it just didn't register, but she was seeing the separation on my skin and probably being like, ooh, not so bueno. So I'm pretty sad to say that I'm a little disappointed by this foundation. I had really high hopes going into it. That's my own fault. But I just don't love it. It's super tacky, both sides of my face, even after setting it. It looks nice at first. I really enjoy the skin look. Even this side when it's not set, this very glass-like look, which is really popular right now in Korean beauty. I really like it. I like the finish, I like the look, I like the color of it. I don't love the feel. I don't like that it doesn't set. I love the sunscreen aspect. I really, really like that. But the separation and the longevity of wear is just not there for me. So I hope this video was helpful for those of you if you guys are also looking into cushion foundations, or if you've also seen this one and wanted a review. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if I left anything out that I can answer for you. Again, either in the comments down below or wherever they are, or on social media, and I'd be happy to help you out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.